Okay, I'm gonna be taking these two bicycle lights, snake lights from Schwinn. They call it a quick wrap 2 LED light set. Part number SW77554-4. It's called a snake light. I don't know. Anyway, it has strobe, steady, and off. And what I did with one of them is I modified it so that I can take the battery out, make the battery external, and also make the switch external. So let me just show how that works. Let's see. Let's take I don't know if you can see this. Take a battery. There. Negative side of the battery. Positive side of the battery. Here we go. Negative here. Positive. Nope, that was positive. This is negative. And now the power is external, so I can turn it on from here. But also I can take a push button switch and make it external. So let's take another one here. Hook that guy up here. Let's see. Come on. So there's the switch. Make another connection. And hook this guy to the negative side of the battery. And now I should be able to switch it externally. So let's see. There we go. Strobe, steady, off. Strobe, steady, off. And I can still do the same thing here. So strobe, steady, off, doesn't matter. Okay. So let's see. Why am I doing this? Well, what I don't like about these lights is that you have to turn them on separately. The battery is actually these coin style batteries, CR2032, two of them. And I don't ride my bicycle that much, so it's gonna be left in there for a very long time, and those batteries can get corroded, and then it gets damaged. And so yeah, I like to take the battery out, and also the switch. I want to be able to control them with one switch, so that way when I'm riding my bicycle I just turn on this guy, and then this guy should turn on too, and so I don't need to stop and look and go to the back and so on. So alright, now these LED lights for the bicycles, I think they work pretty much the same way. So the basic ideas of doing this, of making this modification here, you could probably do it with the other lights as well. So let's take this apart. Let's see, here we go. Come on. Alright, there it is. There's also a tiny screw here, and actually that's why I also want to make the battery external, because I actually lost one of these screws, so for the other light. So that's a good reason of making the battery external. Okay, this thing should pop out. Come on. There. Alright. Now there's the two batteries, and let's see, should be able to take all of it out. Come on. Alright, that doesn't work. Let's see. Oh, not on camera. Come on. Alright, let's go. Right, there's the battery. There's the battery. And here's the circuit right here. Okay, I don't know if we can focus. Come on. Alright. Anyway, there's the switch right there. It's very small actually. Here, this is the ruler, so that's about 1 inch right there, so it's actually very small. Anyway, to make the modification we need to figure out some things. Where's the switch, what's it connected to, and then also the battery terminals, and bypass them. So let's go. Here we go. Alright, come on, focus. It's not gonna focus. Alright, doesn't matter. Okay, does not matter. Okay, so in the bottom here, these are obvious. You can just follow from the back. This side is the positive terminal of the battery, so we'll just draw that there. And then this one here is the negative side of the battery, so let's put that there. If you look, the circuit board is pretty simple, so you can actually see what components are connected to what by the light green traces. So if you follow that by eye, you don't even need a meter for this, you can just look at it by eye. You can see that the negative terminal is connected to the switch here. So let's see, the switch kind of looks like this. There's a thing in the middle. It has 4 pins, and these pins are actually connected to the negative end of the battery. Alright, and then if you look over here, again it's hard to see, but you can actually see that these 2 pins right here on the top are also connected to each other. Alright, and from there they label the parts, and this is called U1. This black thing here, you can actually see that U1 has 5 pins, and this bottom pin over here is connected to the switch. Alright, and this top pin over here is connected to the 2 diodes, the LEDs in the top. So let's just the LEDs will be there somewhere. So just from that we can see that the switch, what it does is just connect U1 to the negative terminal of the battery. So what we can do, we can bypass this switch if we just connect this part of U1 to the negative side of the battery. So let's try that out. Let's put the battery back in. let's see here. Come on, where's the money? Alright, let's see. Alright, let's take nope, not good enough. Not that one. Here. Let's take a wire. And here's the negative side of the battery. You should just be able to do this. Tap it here and make the lights turn on and off. So let's go here. Negative side of the battery, U1. And come on. Not on camera. Don't do this thing. Let's see. There. It's not. There we go. Strobe. On. Off. Okay. Strobe. On. Off. Wait. On. Off. Alright. Strobe. Come on. On. Off. Alright. So basically now we can just remove this switch over here and take a wire and bring it out and do the same thing with these terminals. Put another wire out from here and here, and then you can make it look like the other guy. Where's the other guy? Oh, like this guy here. Let me take it apart on camera. I'm done. You can see I don't do this often, so come on, come out. Alright, and tab, take it up there, and here we go. Alright, so what I actually did, I don't know if you can focus, but yeah, I left the switch there, but I actually put a wire from here to here and here, and then I took that wire all the way to the back. So come on, come on. Yeah. So anyway, I just took that wire to the back, and now the positive and the negative terminals of the battery, and now it's all connected here. So that's what we're gonna do to this guy. And one more thing. The idea of this is that this is for the red light. We'll just do that like that. For the white light, what we can do is, it also has its LEDs somewhere there. Let's just draw that out. What's that, right? Something, I don't know. And that's connected somewhere, who knows? Doesn't really matter. Yeah, whatever. Sure. Let's see. There it is. And it has its own U1, 1, 2, 3, U1 right there. Also has its own switch. Yeah, it's like a circle there to push buttons. And here there's 1, 2, 1, 2. It's connected there. That's connected there. It has a connection here. And then this one, negative. And there's a positive terminal to the battery. So the idea here is that we can have a battery on the outside. Let's see, is that on camera? There we go. And we hook up the negative terminals so they have a shared external battery. The positive terminal here, positive terminal here. Okay, and then we connect both U1s together. Now doing that, if you press this switch, it's gonna connect this U1 to the negative end of the battery, but because they're both connected to each other, this U1 will also be connected to the negative end of the battery. The same way, if we press this switch too, it's gonna connect U1 to the negative end of the battery, but it also connects this U1 to the negative end of the battery. Now we can also add an external switch. So here, let's just do that. That's an external switch, and that one hooks, one end connects to U1 and the other end hooks up to the negative end of the battery. And now when we push this switch, it's gonna connect both of them to the negative end of the battery, and then it should work simultaneously. Alright, I think that's the word. So let's try it out. If you have an external switch, you can actually just take these switches out. You don't need them. But for the white LED light, the one in the front that goes in the handlebars, I just left the switch so that I don't need to have an external switch. But if you're gonna have an external switch, maybe you put it in the grip somewhere, then you don't need to have them in the units themselves. And that's gonna be easier to solder without those switches in. So let's do that right now. Let's see if I can focus. Come on. Focus. Will it focus? No, it's not. I don't know. Alright, that will have to do. I don't know. Alright. The surface mount, this switch, what I do to take it out, I just put a bunch of solder on all the pins, take 2 irons, heat the pins, and then when all the pins are heated up, just give it a nudge, and then it comes off the pads. So let's try and do that. Let's see. Here we go. Come on. Okay, let's put a bunch of solder on the pins. We're gonna clean it up later, so it doesn't matter if it gets a little messy. This is my bicycle light. It's not someone else's pacemaker that I'm working on, so it doesn't really matter. It's a bicycle light. So here we go. Let's see. Take 2 irons. Can you see? No? Alright. A clamp would be nice, but let's see. Heat that up. Heat that up. Come on. Come on. Is my iron hot? No. My iron's not hot yet. Come on, don't do that. There we go. And now, it went back in. Now it's off. Alright. Okay, tweezers are nice too, but I don't have them with me right now, so there we go. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the switch right there. Now it's empty. We'll just clean out the pads and While you do that, you take this. Here, you take this wick. It's just gonna suck up all the solder when you heat it, so you can clean the pads. There we go. Let's see, where is it? Oh no. Right. Okay, I did the switch first. It was probably seemed like easier to do the battery terminals first, like take them out first. But this battery terminal actually helps keep it level. So that's why I took out the switch first and not the battery terminals. Yeah, it just helps solder stuff. So let's see now. Okay, let's take another piece of paper. Oops. Alright. Didn't know I had notes there. Alright. Okay. Now if you don't have to put the switch back in, but if you want to, well, there's not actually a lot of room for the switch and the wire. So what I did was, well, okay, here's the switch. I don't know if you can, let's make it's rectangle, so, and then here's the pins right here. Let's see, alright. And when it sits on the board perfectly, it's gonna be like right in the center of the pads. So, well, it's not the scale, but you know, it's on the center of the pads right there. Something like that. Okay, but if it's on the center of the pads, there's not gonna be much room here for you to put a wire. So what I actually did was I moved it as far down as I could here to make room for the wire, and so the pad would be actually right here, and then the pad would be right here, and here we'll go right. So that way you can have more space here. You just shift this guy down, and so you can have more space here to put the wire. But even then, it's a very small space, so what you have to use if you want to do that is this magnet wire, enamel wire, I don't know, and it's very thin, and you can actually kind of shape it, curve it, and yeah, that's what I did. But for this one, I don't want to take too much time, so I'll just leave this guy out for now, and so we can have something working by the end of the video without, you know, taking a lot of time. So here we'll just let me take a thinner solder. Let's see, I'm using what's this, 0.015 diameter. Obviously the last time I did this was when Radio Shack was still around, so it's been a while. Alright, let's see, I'll just put this guy here. I don't know, let's see, Alright, let's just see. Come on. Tweezers would be nice. Come on, let's see. I'll just hold it down. I'll just stack it in a bit. How do you guys do this on camera? It doesn't work. It doesn't work on camera. Come on. Where's my alligator? No, screw it. Doesn't matter. Okay, I just want to get this soldered in. Come on. Let's just stay. This is actually the hardest part here. Come on. You need 3 hands basically. And I only have 2. Fine. Whatever. It's my bicycle light. It's not someone else's pacemaker. So, come on. Whatever. Let's just stack it in and get something kind of working. Alright. So, fine. It's stacked in there. It's not soldered very well, but it's in there. We can make experiments. And let's put the battery back just so we can make sure it's making a good connection. So let's see, the battery's here. The battery's here. Alright. There we go. Now we can, it should work if we touch this thing to the negative end of the battery. It should. There we go. Strobe, steady, off. Strobe, steady, off. Alright. Now we got the hard part out of the way. Now we'll just need to take the terminals out. Let's see. This guy. Come on, fall off. There we go. Fall off. Again, I like to do this last because it's actually helping me hold the board level. So that guy's up. Where's it? Okay, let's see. Let's just tack this guy in. Yeah, I just want to be able to show what it's supposed to be at the end. I'll actually redo this after the video. It's kind of awkward with the camera. So, okay, the camera cut out on me, so here we go again. I'll solder this guy. Okay, so that's the negative terminal of the battery. And now we'll take this guy out for the positive terminal of the battery. Come on, where are you? Okay, get that out of the way. And now beat this. Okay. How do I do this? Let's just stack it in there. Come on. Yeah, they actually sell those things, helping hands, with a bunch of alligator clips, so you could actually but I don't know where mine are, so ow, 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 that hurts. Can't do it quick, come on, stack it in, make it good enough. Alright, we'll do that again later, but for now I just want to test it out, hook it up to the battery, and we'll see if it works. So here's my battery. I don't know if you can, it's not in camera, but alright, it's the battery. So positive, where's the negative? There we go. The negative to the negative, and now we should be able to just press this switch to the negative side of the battery, and it should turn on. There we go. It's strobe, steady, off, strobe, steady, off. Oh, come on, there we go. Where's the white? Or we can actually just take the push button switch, hook that up to here, and now we should be able to just press this switch, strobe, steady, off, strobe, steady, off. Alright, good enough for now. And let's see, where are you? I have a bit of a cold. Anyway, let's take the other guy. Here's the front, this is for the back, and what we want to do is connect all the wires together. So let's see, let's connect the black with the black and hook that up to the negative end of the battery. Okay, red and the red is the positive end of the battery, and now the green and the green, and that's what I used for the switch. So let's just hook that up. Let's just twist it for now. You know what, let's just never mind that. Let's just hook up the switch to the green part, and the other side of the switch, hook that up to the negative terminal of the battery. So all those connections made, we should be able to just press the switch, and there you go. This is the front and this is the rear. Press the switch again, steady, off, on, steady, off. And if I don't want to put an external switch, I can just keep it here as well. Press it from the front, and there we go. Strobe, steady, and off. And let's see, how do I put this on a bicycle? Well, what I'm thinking of is, let's get another piece of paper. Let's draw a bicycle. How do you draw a bicycle? Okay, there's the two wheels. There's that thing over there, and there's the handlebars somewhere there. There's that thing that goes there, another thing that goes here. The seat goes there. Well, I don't know. Some guy's seat go all the way up there. I don't know, something like that. Then this guy goes here, and this guy goes here, and the handlebars somewhere there. Close enough. Alright, well, obviously, these lights are supposed to be for the handlebars, so you could put it there, maybe. And then the other one, I'll probably put it somewhere here. Maybe run the wire from here to here and here. What I'm actually thinking though is that there are those bags that you put in the rear of the seat, like this. And I could actually just put all the battery and all the connections in there and make the rear light a permanent part of that bag, and then just have the wire running out through here, and then connect it to the front light. So yeah, that's how you modify these bike lights, and I'm pretty sure they're about the same. I think they work the same way because I have these headlamp. It's not for a bicycle, but it's for a work light that you put on your hat or something. And actually, it has a very similar circuit, and it's more than 5 years old, at least 5 years old. So you know, it works pretty much the same way. So if you have another bicycle light, you should be able to do the same thing without too much trouble. Here, let's see, and it's about the same thing. Here's its push button switch, and when you push it, it makes this light turn on, one of them. You push it again, it makes all the lights turn on. You push it again, it makes the light strobe, and then you push it again, it turns it all off. And this one right here, I don't know if you can see, but these the switch has 4 pins, and 3 of the pins are connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Well, actually, if they soldered all the pins, 3 of the pins would be connected to the negative end of the battery, and then 1 pin of the switch is actually connected all the way here to this blob right here, and this one is the equivalent of U1 to the bicycle light, and this connects to pretty much everything. It connects to the LED light here in the middle, the one that turns on by itself the first time you press the switch, and then it connects also to all the other LED lights, which makes them all turn on, and then also it makes them strobe. So basically, once you can find the battery connections and the connection to these blob that controls all the LEDs, you can pretty much make the modification, and they're all pretty much the same. This one too connects the blob to the negative side of the battery to trigger it, so it works pretty much the same way as the bicycle light. And if you have another bicycle light, a different kind, and you're not afraid of opening it, and you want to do something like this, then it should be pretty easy to do. And the thing I really like about doing this is that when I'm riding a bicycle, you know, I don't want to stop just to turn on the rear light and so on. And again, I don't ride my bicycle that often, so I don't check it that much, and if I don't do that, the battery gets corroded and then the whole light gets damaged, and I don't want that. So that's why I like to make the battery external and the switch to be external. So there you go. That's the end of that. And alright,